So welcome everyone. Hopefully you had a chance, if you were not on the live call yesterday, to enjoy the day one of our immersion series. And in that day one, I offered an overarching view of the theme for the whole 6 week, and that is the pathless path. And we're going to be experiencing this and exploring this from many different angles, from many different entry points, from many different perspectives, as the opportunity for us to weigh in on the openness to our own experience of what it means to be on a pathless path. And remember, as always, though I may state something that's my experience and therefore it's my truth, it's really important with that information that you let things come close to you so you can discern what's your truth. And not only what your truth is, but how you actually speak to it. Because our voices are so important as carriers of our deepest intentions and our deepest places of the soul. Our voices are given to us to be a celebration of those deep movements of soul. And as many of you know, and I know well, we're not that encouraged to use our voice to speak the experience of divinity, this experience of truth, the experience of love. We're not really encouraged to speak liberally with our own ways of looking at it, what we mean by that. But here, you're welcome to do that. And if you have not already joined, you know that we have an online spiritual community called Essence Tribe. And that place has monthly meetings, 2 a month right now, where you can come to explore your truth. So while these are, in a way, a chance for you to reflect just between you and self, or you and spirit, the mystic meetings are a chance for you to give voice to that and create a community where we learn from each other's wisdom. Very, very powerful. So yesterday's topic jumped right in. I love Avalokiteshvara, and popularly known as Kuan Yin, who speaks in the Heart Sutra in Mahayana Buddhism. And the adage that formed yesterday's foundation was, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. And we went long and deep with that, with the reflection and the meditation. And you'll get a kick out of this because today's topic is Enchanted Garden. So that can seem like the opposite, right? You hear the words form is emptiness and it feels like, oh no, oh my God, I better hold on to my chair. Like, I don't know if I want to really know that truth very well. And then you can hear the topic Enchanted Garden and feel like, I'm in, like, show me the way, give me the map. And we're talking about the same thing in 2 different ways of talking about it. And hopefully you will see that. I've got a tie over from one of the sutras, from Radiant Sutras, that uses the word form and formless in a provocative way. So I was speaking with someone because they are interested in starting a project that allows chant to happen in a consistent way each evening in a garden. That there's something about the symbol of garden to them that is a rich environment for an expansive experience of chant, communal chant, where everyone's using their voices. And what we were doing is we were exploring the symbolism that is there for this person when it comes to Enchanted Garden. And for this person, they said, it's not that the garden is rest, it's that the garden is the invitation to rest. And then we playfully, we were batting around words, we were unearthing, we were using a lot of puns. We were unearthing more, because if you go into the etymology of garden, you get that the root of garden, G-H-E-R, in many traditions, in many cultures, you get that it has a lyrical and a musical quality to it. You get chorus and choral and choir. And then you also get some other layers with that, that first syllable of garden, and that is to grasp. So when we broaden out this idea of garden and an enchanted garden, My voice is going in and out. Is that what I'm hearing? Let's see. Type in the chat. Mary Kay said my voice is going out. So if it's going out for any of you, type in the chat and I will work at it. I have full reception, so. Okay, we'll wait to see if anybody else has that same experience. And I'll go on with this. So what I want to invite you to before we do the form of meditation we're going to do today. Okay, it is going in and out. All right, I'm going to change to my hotspot. Hold on just a second. And if I get disconnected, I'll jump right back on. Okay, it looks like we seamlessly jumped over to my hotspot. All right, so with the idea of garden, I would love for you to take just a minute right now and reflect and reflect. All right, still can't hear you. All right, let's see. Hold on just a second. If it comes down to it, I'll go onto my phone. Oh, I can hear you. Elizabeth, you can hear me. Elena, if you all can type in the chat box if you can hear or not hear. I'm talking right now, so if you can hear me or not hear me, please type in the chat box so I know what to do from here. I can hear you now. Okay, great. All right. I will stay on my hotspot. Perfect. Okay, so let's take just a minute and reflect individually on what a garden connotes for each one of us individually. And it's not something we're going to share here, but it can be something that offers a bit of context for our meditation today. So take just a minute. What's a garden to you? What does it represent? What does it evoke? What symbols, what words, what experience, what expectations, what comes to you when you reflect on garden? Great. Hopefully something came to your heart and mind. And now let's add in a word that this person who was sharing with me added in, and that is enchanted. This person, in their drive to create this experience, wants to bridge the natural cycles of life that you can see evidenced in a garden and the man-made rituals that also are experiences of life, both in deeper levels. And he wanted to bring them both together, wanted to tie them together, because sometimes chant is done in a place that's not in nature, right? So he wants to bring them together, and a type of chant that is oftentimes not in nature. So when you think of enchanted, for him, it's bewitching. It's that simply being in the garden is going to ground and break open everyone in the chant in a way that wouldn't happen without that garden. For you, if you had an enchanted garden, what would be some words that you would give to it? Okay, great, great. So just hold on to that image, because the mantra that we're going to use, which is a Tibetan Tantric Buddhist mantra, that mantra we're going to use today is evocative of this stepping into the spaciousness where we encounter the banquet of ourselves. So yesterday with our meditation with form is emptiness and emptiness is form, what happens as we enter into the experience of that is there is a spontaneous eruption of the fullness of our being, because all that is not there is absorbed and stilled, if you will, stilled. So with that you come to a certain fullness. With this, we're going to come to the image of banquet, by the sound of the syllables, by the frequency of the syllables that will touch upon all the cells, and by the understanding that you're bringing of Enchanted Garden. Enchanted Garden. Great. So I'm going to put in the chat box the mantra. And then I am going to go into what the goddess or Shakti in some traditions has to question about this. All right. So that's a mouthful. If you want to take just a second to write that down, that would be great. The first word, it has an AM, not a UM. So it's Shrutam Deva Maya. That was autocorrect. Let me type this again. So you'll have it all in one. Great. There you go. Here it is. Shrutam Deva Maya. It keeps autocorrecting that word. I am so sorry. I'm not even going to say it out loud. It's a terrible word. It won't let me type the word. Okay, there it is. Sarvam. Kept overriding it with that other word. Shrutam Deva Maya Sarvam Rudra Yamala. Shrutam Deva Maya Sarvam Rudra Yamala. So go ahead and take a second and write that down. I will turn off the autocorrect on Zoom. I didn't realize that it did that on me. You can't type Sanskrit words in an autocorrect system on Zoom. Shrutam Deva Maya Sarvam Rudra Yamala. And I'm going to read for you the translation of this phrase. So the context for this is that the feminine aspect, the Spanda, the Shakti, is inquiring of the masculine symbol. And their cohorts, they're both in the know. There's a certain play with who knows what and who doesn't know what. But she is inquiring about her own nature. And what is an invite to us is part of the discovery, part of the coming into wholeness, part of the self-realization process. Well, the whole of the process, but part of looking at it is coming to the insight that the very you is a constant discovery. The very you is a constant revelation. The very you is the unfolding of the universe. And in this understanding, it creates an innocence of being so that you can discover over and again. So this is what she's doing here in a way that fits our theme. This is the meaning of the mantra. I have been listening to the hymns of creation, enchanted by the verses, yet I am still curious. What is this delight-filled universe into which we find ourselves born? What is this mysterious awareness shimmering everywhere within it? I have been listening to the love songs of form, longing for formless. And this matter out of which our forms are made, what are these dancing particles of condensed radiance? Sutra 1 and 2. That is laden. We could do a whole retreat just on that. That is laden with so much deep meaning for us. But at the heart of it is, I have been listening. I've been listening to the verses. I've been listening to the song of creation that I am. I have been listening to the form of me longing for the formless. What am I as a condensed particle of radiance? So, not what am I so I can discover I'm lovable or worthy, not what am I so I can know what to do, but what am I? What are these condensed particles of radiance that are the form that is me? And what is the mystery of this longing for formless? The ignorance lay, right? When the form seeks that satisfaction in the form. And again, it falls short, and the formless shows up as an invitation. So we enter the enchanted garden to have that experience today. So all we're going to do very simply is we're going to do some slow repetitions of this mantra. And because I gave you a sense, I didn't even use all the words of what that mantra is holding in its vibrational essence and it's holding in its syllables. Because it's so vast, what I'd like for you to do as we enter into this is when we close our eyes, let yourself imagine or sense that you are sitting within an enchanted garden. And with that, even if you have to have your eyes open to look at the syllables, let them sit down here so that your eyes don't have to be up like this, but rather they can be here as an inward focus. And if you wish, since you're on mute, you could simply tone to go along with this mantra if you don't want to stumble over any of the syllables. If we were doing 108 repetitions, it'd be no bother, but with our timing, we won't have time for that many repetitions. Okay. So I invite you to close your eyes. And let yourself be in this moment in your own enchanted garden, whatever that may be. And as you sit in this enchanted garden, responding to the invitation to experience the beloved, the lover, the self, bring your focus to your breath. Your breath in this moment is an intimate relationship with the air within and without. Your breath reminds you that you are in an ocean of what we may call air or spaciousness. Focus on the breath. And if you can, as you are sitting here in what represents your own enchanted garden, come into touch with where you are in the moment in this garden breathing. Do you feel rest? Do you experience tension? Are you holding joy or grief? Is the body at rest? Does the heart feel open or closed or somewhere in between? Does the mind wish to be here or somewhere else? This all of you is intended to be here, not to be different, not to push aside, not to bypass, not to press down, but all of you, what is known and unknown, is welcome here. And we begin the toning of our mantra, inviting in a breath. Shrudam Deva Maya Sarvam Rudra Yamala 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 Shrudam Deva Maya Sarvam Rudra Namala Shrudam Deva Maya Sarvam Rudra Yamala Shrudam Deva Maya Sarvam Rudrayamala. Shruram 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 Deva Maya Sarvam Rudramayala. Shruram Deva Maya Sarvam Rudrayamala. 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 One more time. Shruram Deva Maya Sarvam Rudrayamala. And as we begin to end this meditation, very gently wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, and feel yourself sitting in your room. Notice before opening the eyes what has shifted within you. What is different? What has changed? And see if you can walk in the sense of this enchanted garden through the evening, reflecting with curiosity, just like the goddess, with curiosity. What is this? What is this that I'm listening to, the form longing for the formless? What is this that I'm a part of, this condensed particles of radiance? See if you can hold that position of question in a new way leading into your evening. So when you're ready, open your eyes. Great to be with you. I will see you on Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Blessings, my friends.